Purple tape on the crate, Illmatic on the stone. Arguing with my parents when your house ain't a home. Broken heart like a bitch from now the women you clone. Cause young niggas stay on track like we Marion Jones. Ace Boogie in the laundromat, I know to see the outcome. The king like a Martin. My ex can't stand Malcolm. Wrote a children's story, I'm slick. Shackled by chains. White kids shoot up schools, we the one that they blame. Grandma told me say my prayers before I pick up my spoon. Weakest one that you meet, loudest one in the room. Reasonable doubt, Cuban links, keep the pleasure on next. Say money don't make the man making the check. Russian roulette, players anthem as I sit to cassettes. Push him till the deck is gone, he gotta finish his set. No introduction but they flaws, like a fortune on will. Bill Cosby, Emmett Till, lies getting us killed. Kaimo.
Come on, Chrissy, you gonna start this off? Come on, you already. Chrissy was lost, huh? I'm waiting like, hold on. What's going on here?
What's up, everybody? It's the Hustle Crew podcast. It's your girl, Chrissy.
It's your boy, Ra.
Finish Tatum.
And of course, we got a special guest today, my man Kiamo, man.
What up?
Kiamo. Hey, man, Kiamo, look, man. You know, it's my North accent. It's my North accent. Yeah, I mean, correction, my man Kiamo, man. Welcome to the Hustle Crew podcast, man.
Thank you for being here with us.
This been a long time coming, man. We've been trying to get you on a podcast now for almost 6 months, man. Corona threw a wrench.
We gonna blame Corona, but look, I got y'all some gifts. My man Flea.
Okay, I appreciate that.
That's for you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate that. You got the right size for me?
Yeah,
Thank you.
That man like his shirts I didn't wear them back in the day, little 4X.
I didn't talk to you.
no mistake.
Thank you so
First
much.
of all, you gotta check this out. Hold.
Well, matter of fact,
For sure.
I think this one is yours. Oh no. I think I'm right. Am I right?
I think Mike me.
Oh, yeah.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Which one is that?
This Jordan right here, baby.
That's who?
Thank you. I still like it.
Who is that?
No, I think
Jordan. You think?
That's for me and for you.
That's for you, brother. Yo, shout out to my man Flea, yo.
Thank
Flea
you.
since 1993, man. That's my guy, man.
I don't fuck with John, but you know I'm aware for him. That's a fact.
All love,
I
man.
hate John.
Because he's ignorant, that's why. But yeah, welcome, man. Welcome.
No doubt.
So can we get into something? And I know when I first initially heard about you, your name was solely American Dream. What made you change your name?
But you jumped right into it.
Yeah, it's jump right into it. You know, I want to know.
Nah, it's just basically, branding issues, I felt like So the American Dream was too long, and as people will say So American Dream or whatever, they'll say it a little wrong or whatever, so I was like, you know what, I was at Summer Jam and I'm watching all these classic movies and everything. I said, you know what, and Kaimo, originally, I had it tatted on me before I made that my rap name, because that's my grandfather. He called him that, so I was like, you know what, and my grandfather had a bar called Corner of the World.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, you know what? People kept telling me throughout the years, I think you should change your name. And I went through a stage in my life where I was just like mentally depressed or whatever. So I said, you know, I wasn't gonna drop music for a couple months or whatever. And I said, when I come back, I'm gonna just reinvent myself. You know? And I said, you know what? Kaimo, strong. You know why? Because I want to be in the league where it says, Jay-Z, Nas, 50 Cent. Kaimo, right there. So the American Dream too long, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like Kaimo, and it was unique, and it had a big meaning behind it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's
I
how I moved to that.
feel like that's the universe though. Like you feel like your grandfather saying was saying that's your record label now.
Yeah.
That's the universe speaking, man.
Yeah, and the corner of the world, basically, the definition of that is like we all start from a little corner, and we expand and take over the whole world.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And that's where it all starts from.
Bars already.
He's
spitting right now.
Tell the people about your business acumen though. I really like how y'all got everything going on, like how everybody plays a part in the circle. Tell people about that a little bit. I spoke off camera about it.
And I just been real strict on that. Like my team will know that I work 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Like from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, either it's with the music or me being a father. You know what I'm saying? Take care of my household, whatever I gotta do. For my family. So when it comes to the music aspect, I feel like if everybody handles what they gotta handle, a part of this record label, we can grow, because you gotta treat rap game like the crack game, you know what I'm saying? So if you feel like you got a quality,
I don't want no parts of that. I plead the fifth.
but you know, it's like if you feel like you got something quality, and then you got workers behind it, you're gonna push it, and it's gonna make you that money you want to make.
Absolutely.
So my goal is to create this music, and then everybody that has a job to do what they gotta do, and we know we could push it, you know, and get it to the right ear. You know what I'm saying? And you could clearly hear from the intro. During the whole time I wasn't dropping music, I was going through a depression. I said I felt like giving up. You know what I'm saying? But then I looked at when I said thought about giving up, but I thought myself his ways. And I remember where I started, all the people that I saved going through this road I chose, man, I had to be brave because I was different, not like everybody else. You know? So I felt like through that line in the intro of the album is like, I'm speaking for everybody. If I give up, what does that lead everybody to?
Exactly.
You know, and then the kids in the neighborhood that look up to me and stuff like that, where does that leave them? Oh, you just one of the dudes that were nice, and that's it.
Yo, it takes a special dude though for people to believe in the message though. It takes a special talent. Because you can present a message, but not everybody believes in it. But your whole team, just from meeting you guys earlier, everybody believes in it.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
That's
camaraderie. That shit is different.
And
man.
I seen I forgot who said this. I think Walter Payton said it. He was like, when you're good at something, you'll tell everybody. When you're great at something, everybody gonna tell you.
It's a fact.
So that when I heard that, it was just like, wow, how many people usually come up to me and say, yo, you great at this? Because I'm humble. You'll never know I rap. I'll sit in a room full of rappers, quiet, and people, my boy Poe, my boy Quentin, they'll tell you, man, my boy really the nicest one in this room. I don't act like he a rapper. Because I'm so quiet, I'm so humble, I won't come across you. I won't speak on music until you actually say something.
You feel like that could be a detriment to your, what's the name, like to you progressing?
You felt like I don't really think so, because when people actually do hear, they see the catalog and stuff like that.
They know.
Like
like,
it basically speaks for itself.
Exactly. I feel like if you good, you never have to speak for. Like I learned even when you play sports, right? The dude that everybody ain't Deion Sanders, so you can't talk your game. Everybody can say, yeah, I'm this, I'm that. Alright. When you get on the road, you run different situations. 6 yards and come back and you drop the pass. Like, I don't think you know what you is, you know? More or less let your game speak for itself, you know what I'm saying?
Alright, so I kind of want to know, like, when did this all begin for you? When did you start rapping and how did you start to come up? Like, how was that for you?
I started rapping when I was in kindergarten.
Really?
No lie. And I used to tell kids that, yo, I want to be a rapper. Right? And kids was just like, where am I? You want to be a rapper? I said, yeah, you know.
You know about rap?
You know about rap?
Metaphors. Metaphors.
My dad had I heard 50 Cent before 50 Cent dropped Get Rich Die Trying.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So when I heard this, I'm like, yo, I'm thinking, realist nigga, with him and Biggie. I'm in class, and everybody, look, you can't say that. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of the hardest songs out at that time.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was the shit.
Yeah, so I was in class, and I was like, yo, I want to do this, you know, but then I also play sports, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, alright.
Let me guess, football?
I play football, basketball, and baseball.
Had to.
You know what I'm saying?
Football, best sport out.
You play baseball?
Yeah, I play baseball.
Nice.
I was alright, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, that man batting 800 over there. You might get you on the field.
I still throw 96.
Yeah? Oh, that's tough.
He's gonna throw his back out. That nigga, Nah, I got it.
Back out.
You don't want to hurt yourself, man.
But
I mean, sports coming back. Yeah, you feel me? So how do you feel about, you know, sports getting back going, although we still somewhat quarantined?
I feel like for the majors, you thinking like, all right, it's good for the people, so we're at home, we got something to watch, you know, but then you also got kids that play sports. Right. So it's just back at that, like, all right, you letting all these professionals play, now you're going to let the kids play? Yeah. That's the thing, you know, these kids, some of them are seeing years, they say last year they got something to prove. You know, sometimes you only get that one shot, one opportunity to actually go to play college ball so you can make it to the major league and change your family's life. So that's just a big thing with me with the sports thing. You know, I really want to see these kids get opportunity to go, you know, to college and take it to these, because we got talent everywhere in Jersey and all around the world. I don't just speak for Jersey and my city where I'm from. I speak about the whole world. You know, you got kids just want that opportunity and something not getting it because they're just seeing and that's it.
That's true.
No?
I had a couple of people graduating in my family this year, and they wasn't able to do anything. It was just really sad, like how they did the whole graduation, no prom, no senior trips, and all that. Like I think it's just, you know, they were robbed of their senior year, their last year in high school.
Yeah, that experience. That experience.
They got robbed of it.
The senior year was trash. My senior year was trash. I already knew what college I wanted to go to. Like I was already set.
10 years ago,
you know what I'm saying?
Wait, 2010, right?
Huh?
10?
No.
9?
Like, come on, man.
I'm still reminiscing. Yeah, so when I was in there, right?
What these kids are doing right now.
Nigga, hatchbacks was still in. It was just still in play.
The thing is, might put a fire hatchback. But now the thing is though, like when people in low level sports, I'm cool with it. Right, like high school, maybe not so much college. You get what I'm saying? Because people already know they know who they're gonna recruit like the year before. You know what I mean? So, not too much college, but like low level high school, I'm cool with that. But as far as like, you know, professional, I don't think you should start right now. My opinion, because I feel like it'll take away from the message that people need something to take them off of that, like you said before. But I feel like it'll take it off in the wrong way. Like it'll take away from all
like
the work
what,
that people.
No?
Everything that's going on, like the injustice in the country, like the progress that we've been making so far.
Okay, yes.
Like it's two things you can do. Sit in the house and watch the news, and they're going to tell you about the rioting and shit that's going on. They're going to tell you about coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? So like those two topics, but with sports, I feel like it'll take everybody away from those two things
And focus on the sports.
Focus on the sports. This is me. You know what I'm saying?
People definitely gonna
But do you think that also helped highlight issues too? Because you still got people like LeBron James, all these people still speaking out about injustice within the world right now. You know, and I think it's giving them a bigger platform too to speak on now, not just your social media. Because a lot of people ain't on Instagram and Twitters and those things. So now, in that press conference, they're speaking about the Black Lives Matter and they're speaking about.
You ever heard of Colin Kaepernick?
Yes,
that's what I'm about to say. Like,
that's my case.
Okay, no, not even that, but
That's
like
true.
the big controversy with the Colin Kaepernick situation that happened years ago. How do you think that's going to be now? If there's more black players speaking out, how do you think that's going to be now?
You got to think about it though. Colin was like in the latter end of his. I wouldn't say that. He was still nice, but he didn't have like those numbers that he had when he went to like the Super Bowl and the playoffs and stuff like that. He didn't have those type of numbers. LeBron is a different type of athlete. Like LeBron is the NBA. So if LeBron spoke out about it, I'm sure people are listening and stuff like that. It would be different. You can't what's the name LeBron? And you can't blackmail LeBron. It's impossible.
You need LeBron in the NBA. And that's what I think. I was saying the same thing. Like, all right, everybody's speaking out on the off season. Deshaun Jackson just got criticized for speaking out. You know, so I want to see how it's gonna be when the league actually comes. How are these people actually gonna kneel? That's my big thing.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
You know
like,
what I'm saying? You see everything that's going on on camera now. This what Colin Kaepernick was speaking about. Are these players gonna actually take a knee now? And are you gonna Kaepernick all these players?
Yeah,
it's a big issue.
You can't Kaepernick everybody. You know I mean, you got too many good players out there, and I think the league don't move without black players in a sense, right? I'm not saying it's all black, but predominantly our best players. I mean, if you put a face on them, are Hispanic or black. You know, so I think if everybody collectively come together and do it, I think that there's not much that they can do.
I ain't gonna lie. If my Dominican boys take a stand, man, in the NBA, I mean the NFL, I mean what is it, MLB? Ain't no baseball, man.
That's a
baseball,
fact.
man.
That's a fact.
Yeah, the league is still
we
like 98% Dominican players, bro. But
no, but I do want to kind of like get back to the question I asked him because I want to know like where did everything begin for you? You said you were rapping since you were in kindergarten. I kind of didn't want to cut off that topic, but I kind of wanted to get back to that because he didn't fully answer it. So after that, you said that you always had a passion for rapping. When did you first like start actually like writing
I was writing about like I'm telling you like I was 8 years old. What made me learn how to rhyme was reading Dr. Seuss books. Nah, for real. Because the main book that I read, the main book that I read was Cat in a Hat. So you imagine me reading that on my own at 5. You just think cat, hat, And eventually it's gonna expand your vocabulary. Listen to 50 Cent and rappers will say, alright, strap. You know what I'm saying? Strap. You know what I'm saying? Rat-a-tat. You know? And then just me, as I got older, I'm like, alright, cool. I don't want to tell nobody I'm rapping and you cursing. You know what I'm saying? Because as a kid, my dad got me the DMX album, then I eventually
you had some raw. Now I see where the inspiration comes from.
So one day I was at football practice or whatever. I guess I don't know why my parents went under my bed. So they went under my bed. They seen a notebook. And my father was like, he picked me up from practice. He said, yo, I can tell you one thing, brother. You was Ice Cube. That's
a compliment at that time. Ice Cube is nasty. I didn't appreciate him until later on in life.
I know what he meant. He's talking about, boy, you was wrong. I was cursing and anything. And I was only like 8 years old, 9, so I'm writing like that. So I'm like, all right. But the first time like I actually recorded, I was about, 14, 15.
Wow.
And then I recorded my own demo or whatever called Soul Child. Then I recorded another one, Black Light. And then I played it for my man Poe. I just graduated high school. I showed my man Poe two demos I did by myself. He was like, and he done music and everything, and he was just like, yo, you got something here. But let me see if you take it serious, because, everybody could say they do something. So I'm like, all right, cool. I recorded my next EP in 7 days for him and showed them, you know what I'm saying? With the little money people gave me or whatever for graduating or whatever. So I was like, all right, I'm going to show you. You know what I'm saying? And from there, it just, grew. I met people falling out, and it just grew me more and more. Then I had a cousin, Celissa, from Atlanta, used to work with Diddy and Bad Boy. She told me, let's send me a demo, and I'm thinking I'm nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting everybody in her saying I'm nice. She's like, nah, cuz, you need to work on this. You need to polish yourself right here, this and that. And I'm just like, dang, son. But
that changed you.
It got me to where I'm at today. You know what I'm saying? That I know what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? I know the flow, the content, and everything, and what to speak about, and knowing what I want to rap about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not all over the place in that. If I create an album,
you in your pocket.
Where is the album directing to? Who is it directing to? Who are we speaking for? And it got me to, create the Notorious way.
Yeah, I really love this album. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big rap person either. They know I love R&B. Okay, I don't really listen to rap, but I really
she listens to no rap album. So she listens to your album, bro. That's a compliment.
I know.
She listens to no rap album.
I like the album. Like I got big.
94.
94? Alright, because I'm sitting there and you got the Carl Canal and all that.
Yeah.
You know about that.
Yeah.
You listen to the album and all, like, you just, like, the influence is, like, super, like late 90s, early 2000s,
Yeah.
You got a Pac flip that you did up there.
Yeah.
You did a bunch of flips up there. Like, what got you into that, though?
It was basically, just, I wanted to be great. And for me to be great, it's like when you play sports, you're going to study the greats. So I said, all right, I have to go back and listen to Illmatic. I have to go back to listen to Reasonable Doubt. You know what I'm saying? And I knew what type of content I wanted to put out. I wanted to be different from everybody in the neighborhood. I just wanted to be different. And I knew for me to be different, I had to really study that. How they delivered the album. What they talked about in the album. See, I always say this on a segment where Illmatic, if you listen to Illmatic, it made you feel like you was from Queensbridge.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? When you listen to, when
that's a fact. Crack make it smell of hallways. You feel me?
When you heard Give His I Try, you said, "Dang, I got a shot, son."
You had to react to that.
You felt that energy. You felt that from Reasonable Doubt. You felt like, damn, I'm getting money. You know what I'm saying? So for taking me to create the Notorious way, I actually took it like, all right, I want to bring you into my world. But I'm not just speaking about my world. I'm speaking through the eyes of others.
Right.
That's why when you see the album cover, is kids. We start from kids and we start as a group.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Then suddenly, one guy does this. One go to the streets. One kid continue to play sports. One just, I'm gonna be a working guy. Suddenly all your friendships start to depart.
Yep.
You lose a friend to the streets. You know what I'm saying? God locked up a dead. And one person's like, man, I changed my life. I'm in college, you know. It's just everybody, go their separate ways, and through the eyes, we don't know what's gonna happen. That's why the eyes are blurred in the album cover. But I'm not just speaking my story though. This is all of our stories. I'm just the kid in the middle.
Yo, that's dope. What I'm saying? And I feel that too. When you come in on your intros, that intro, like I said, it shows passion. And not just this album, but all even your EPs that came out beforehand. I'm listening to them, and like I said, when you come into your albums, you always got a message, and it kind of it you know how when you first get to a new place, and then that one landmark that you be like, oh yeah, there we go, I'm here, and that's what your intro do for me. Like, yo, we here. This is my world. Let me show you through my world. So it's like an intro, and it's like, yo, dude, like you execute it every time. And this one here on this album was dope, dude.
Yeah, it was really dope.
And what's crazy about this that the intro was the last thing on the album. We started, like that's the craziest thing because the intro, you know, was gonna be Solar Money Mitch. You know what I'm saying? Because you see how I got the people talking and whatever. Right. But then I said, you know what? I kept saying to my man Quentin, like, oh, this album missing something, you know? And then I just said, you know what? Let me do this intro. Let me just speak on things that's, you know, that bothering me, things that's just been going on. You hear me talk about cops beating. You know what I'm saying? Drugs increasing, violence on the rape. You know what I'm saying? I speak about all these issues, and like, and the first words out my mouth is, if I'm not mistaken, Daddy hates me, Mama loves me. That's not particularly talking about me, but that talks about other kids in the neighborhood. These kids don't have their father in their life sometimes. You know, a male figure, I should say. They should say, "Mommy loves me." Talking about grandma, auntie, whoever. Mommy loves me. So I just felt like them lines spoke. When you heard the intro, you saw the cover.
100%. 100%.
And then that made the album more enjoyable to hear the rest of these songs, because every line is not just about me, it's about other people. I can speak, one line could be about me, and the next line I'm talking about one of my friends, I'm talking about something that's going on, you know?
But it's kind of crazy how, like I said, you just entangled it all together, and it sounds so pure. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like you're going through it. So the way you project it is really amazing, dude. And it's like a lost art in a sense. So do you feel valued in the climate that we're in now, when you got the mumble rapper in a sense? You know, do you feel valued, like your talent?
I feel like, and I feel like everybody has their own lane. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna call it mumble rap, that's their category. That's what they do. I can't lose myself because what they're doing. You know, everything has a time and place, and I usually see it like this. When mumble rap having their time, their week, their months, or whatever, I'm not dropping nothing. I'm continuing creating and figuring out ways how I'm gonna deliver this album different than what they're doing.
Exactly.
You know, and catch the people's eyes.
And ultimately, I do feel like the greats still outshine all the mumble rappers anyway. So like when you can rap, and everybody would know that you have that talent there. So people are gonna always listen to your music. Your music is always gonna be more legendary than a mumble rapper.
And you think about it too, like the top selling artist is not mumble rap artists, right? You probably got like a Kendrick, you got a J. Cole, you got Drake, Jay-Z, obviously, people with content.
Kanye.
You know, I hate Drake, but it's people with content, you get what I'm saying?
Kanye? Kanye, he just skipping past Kanye. He said he just skipping past Kanye.
Oh, no. People Kanye definitely, Kanye got content too, I mean, but me, like, for real, I could go from like Mozart to like Young Thug. On like the same playlist. Like, that's how diverse. But I love music. That's the thing about it. So, like you said, people can exist in their own lane. And you can, people can enjoy all of it. For sure.
Absolutely.
But people, like, I didn't know either. I just found out this morning when you came in. But people don't know you produce, you write, you sequence your own songs too.
Wow.
So you sequence the 50 Cent and Ja Flip right after each other?
Oh,
that's that was hard.
I didn't even notice that.
That was hard.
Talking about Crown, and then the next song was,
the sample was gyrating.
I didn't even think about that, son. I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that, son.
I was laughing when I seen it. I was like, yo, man.
He had to show me, and I said, oh. My man, he on another wavelength, bro.
Craig and Smokey, come on, and Crown.
That's my favorite song too. Like, what was it?
The Crown.
The original song had in there. I think it was Ja Rule and Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Bobby Brown had the loose jaw. I
said my man had the loose jaw. He was hot. Don't worry about that. He was hot.
But no, that wasn't intentional though.
Nah, I swear it wasn't. You just caught me off guard. You brought that up.
That's a good, that was good. He pointed out to me, and I had to sit there and look. And like we going through the sample, and I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
So funny.
That's an exclusive.
Oh,
So I mean, with that being said, I mean, knowing that you're big on like the old rap. I wouldn't say the old rap, the early 2000 rap, where it was like a lot of substance, a lot of those things. How you feel about the verses that's going on right now? Swiss Beats and Timbaland, doing the verses and everything.
I love it.
How we talk about the upcoming one, 50 and Ti?
I don't think that's
gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen. No,
you know
his
what
catalog ain't long enough.
You know what I think too? That people want to see 50 losing something so bad.
50 is not gonna lose.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Look, I was sleeping on Ti.
No, Ti got no. I listened to both. I listened to both of their music. I listened to every like hot song that they had out or whatever.
You gotta listen to the album cuts too, though. You got some album cuts.
Listen, I listened to it, but no, it goes by the popular songs or something like that, or the hits or whatever. So that's what they usually play, but that's what it goes by.
50, I heard him though.
50, I'm sorry. 50 got this one.
Bro,
I'm sorry.
And you talk about
he has it.
They not just playing their hits, they playing hits that they were on. Look at G on it catalog, bro.
Yeah.
G on it catalog is ill, bro. I be at the gym like
T.I. had a couple of really good features. Let's not sleep on it,
but not what 50 did.
But not like 50. I'm sorry.
50 shut down like The Rock. For like 5 years, they couldn't really produce anything because 50. It was
Jay-Z was
Jay-Z
on the Breakfast Club and he said, "This dude is 50 Cent is coming out. I advise y'all right now to drop as much music as possible." He said that, and then soon 50 Cent came out. For like 10 years, cats wasn't dropping. And 50 Cent, this out of Jay-Z's mouth on the Breakfast Club in that interview, you can watch it. He says it himself. He says it. He was telling all the artists, I guess he told Bleak and Beans, yo, drop music. This is the chance right now, because when this guy come out, so because Jay knew 50 was going to be on Nas and Jay's level coming out of New York.
As far as what?
As in hip hop. And you could say what you want, but Get Rich Die Trying.
That was
and then it wasn't even just Get Rich Die Trying, because you knew 50 was dropped. It was something when he dropped Beg for Mercy and Hov was dropping the Black album the same year. That was like Hov. I gotta slip something.
Yo, I gotta get something. I'm hard. We can't let it go dry now. You feel me?
This is why I hate the versus thing, though, right? Like if Drake went against Jay-Z, Drake would win if it comes down to hits, because Drake has more hits than Jay.
I think now,
that's why it shouldn't go by biggest songs.
I
don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
Drake has way more.
Just like when they did Fab and Jada. Fab got those big, like everybody knows songs, but Jada is
Jada had hits too, like early 2000s.
But Jada ate him, bro.
But that's what I think is quality over quantity.
Right.
Like if you look at Kiss, come from that early Bad Boys. He come from that Rockefeller. Rough Riders. You know what I'm saying? So you look at that and you just like, I don't know.
They were.
But it's
street anthems. You can't knock street anthem. Like Hov had street anthems.
Yeah.
Jigga was like these are songs that he don't even gotta perform, and it's just like the whole crowd. Like,
everybody know.
Public service announcement. Allow me to reintroduce my. You just throw the diamond when you hear that. It's just impactful. You know what I'm saying? With their music, and that's the key thing with art. Like music, it's got to be impactful. It's just because you could just drop a single and it's just a hit, just because it's a hit, it's just like alright, whatever. But once that thing lasts like 5-10 years, it's like alright, you see everybody go crazy over
like
Meek Mill's Dreams and Nightmares, right? When it comes on, well, Jay-Z has about 25 Dreams and Nightmares, you know?
And honestly,
they got 3 albums of that shit.
If
3 albums.
Jay-Z was to go against Drake, it don't go by how many hits you have. I think they only have like 10 each or something.
20.
No, it's 10 each. Isn't it 10 each?
They go 20. They go 20.
20 each?
Yeah, 20 each.
It's 2 rounds, so first 10 and they go.
Because they only really do a verse. So technically there's like a verse. So it's 10. Well, Beanie Man and Bounty Killer.
Erykah Badu and Jill Scott, they played their whole.
But that was like I said, that was pretty good for the women. You know what I mean? Like I'm a big fan of both, but predominantly I like Erykah Badu a little bit more, but I mean, like even hearing Jill Scott, I kind of like it really brought me back to her world and made me realize how good she was. So I think within this versus shit is really bringing the art back. You know what I mean? But people like, yo, God, like listening to Kiss was like, damn, bro. Like, and of course we were young then, so we didn't really get the bars. When I'm listening to now, I'm like, God damn, like he was in his bag. You know, and writing even Puffy shit. You know, writing mad people shit. He's been a ghostwriter for people for years.
And it's crazy you talking about Kiss. Like Kiss went back and forth with Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Kiss. DMX, like he's been in the booth for so many heads. Mace was dangerous, and he'll say, you know, so he said, yo, we had to all compete. You know, the Locks in their own circle or their own monsters. You know what I'm saying? So you had to be nice. You can't drop nothing weak. You know what I'm saying? So you know what type of era they come from. With definitely hip hop during that time, you had to be nice.
That's a fact.
And that's what I studied so much. I studied that like you have to be nice. Like you can't just spit like whatever on verse or whatever.
You can't come to the park with some bullshit.
Yeah.
Send your ass home, bro. Get the fuck out of here with it.
And that's what I studied. Like I said, yo, if I want to compete with these guys, I gotta make sure my blade's sharp.
Right.
So what you go for when you do like when you release an album? Do you go for like a hit single? Do you try to go for that?
I just go with how I feel. I never try to go on the like if I hear a beat, it's like I know this is something. I never go with the mind stick because if I have writer's block all day if I go like that. If I'm gonna go to this and make a hit to this. Whatever beat I'm feeling, like I said, I recorded the intro was the last thing I recorded. It was just how I felt that day.
So would you ever sign to a major?
Who, me?
Knowing that they push
I always said, like lately, you know, these past 2 years, me running how we've been running, corner of the world, it's more or less, we built something that people are watching and paying attention to, and you starting to see now a lot of artists starting to go independent. They're starting to get released from their labels. It's like, yo, we're not doing the wrong thing. It's just actually getting heard. And we're it's like, what can you, as a label, what can you tell me? What can you offer me? If I'm producing if I got my own studio, I have my own studio I built myself. What are you gonna offer me? Oh, we're gonna get you in a big fancy studio. I don't need that. I don't need 10,000 people.
Distribution and marketing.
Exactly. That's the most thing you could ever offer me. That I'll say, all right, cool.
But honestly, you can kind of do the marketing thing. Will kind of work for you by itself.
So with social media, it's a difference though when you talk about, you know, like how can I put it, like a 6ix9ine for marketing scheme versus, let's say, G Herbo. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? G Herbo is independent. 6ix9ine is not, you know, but that's how you get them big billboards in Times Square and stuff like that.
But that's what I look at dudes like Nipsey. I've been saying it for years.
And that was one of my questions.
Before Nip even passed away, I said it. I had an interview in the Bronx, and I told the lady, she was like, "Who's your inspiration that you'll like to work with?" And off the top of my head, I said Nipsey Hussle. She was like, "Why?" And I was like, "He don't have to record one song with me. But me and him talking business and him giving $1 million worth of game, I'll take that for the rest of my life and I'll treasure that. And I'll move on. I'd rather you teach me how to fish than to give me a fish. You know what I'm saying? Because that lasts forever. And then when I looked at Nip, I studied the documentaries. I studied it. You know what I'm saying? And how he got this music out. And I said, you know, I'm going to do the same thing. Yeah, it's going to be pricey coming from where I'm from, but I'm going to do it. It's going to be almost as a look that, you know, dang, how he got that done. And that's what I did when I got a DJ to host my album. I got in my bag and I stacked my chips up and I gave him that. And I'm saying, you're gonna host this mixtape I had. It's called Diaries of Man in the Garden.
Yeah, it's that's actually one of my, I got a It's My Time.
Yeah.
My Time is actually one of my favorites off that actual mix.
Oh wow.
Was that a mixtape or EP?
Yeah.
So like that was my favorite, and it was like I just felt it. Like I'm like, not only did you say it, but I felt it. Like listening to it, you know, I don't get like me. If you ever watch any of these episodes on this podcast, I tell you, I like music that move me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you said it, I felt it. Like it's my time, and from here on out, like all the other EPs that came out, including this album, came with it.
Yeah.
Like you didn't lack. Like you came with it. You came with the bars. You came with the metaphors. You came with, you know, just dude, you kill shit. Like, dude, you dope as hell, man.
Thank you.
Like you dope as hell.
What you consider yourself though? Like you don't consider yourself conscious, do you? I mean, like a lot of your messages, a lot of your raps and songs is filled with messages and like gems. Like what you consider yourself?
I feel like it's just I don't consider myself an individual that speaks on one topic. I feel like I talk for everything and everybody that's around me.
You don't box yourself in.
I can't. Yeah, because guess what? Then I'm just labeled as one type of boxer, one style. I feel like I honestly I train because I want to be Floyd Mayweather in the hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I could think of 3 different ways to do something. You know what I'm saying? It's not just one way because that's how people get bored of you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, and having a crew and a team and the family I have around me, they will not keep me doing a song, one way. You understand? Because that's how people get bored. That's why when I make these albums or whatever, I don't want every song sounding the same.
Yeah, you mix it up.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless of it, this is not my style. Well, that song ain't for you. Like when I do it, like say Don Diva, right? That song ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You know, but that song ain't for everybody. That song is more or less like, all right, we're gonna go out, we're gonna have fun with it. But if you hear the song, I'm still talking, I'm still speaking what I'm speaking about. You know, I'm still delivering, and that's the same. But what I really love to do is like the Soul of Money Mitch. You know what I'm saying? Records like that, them type of records, you know? Because then it's like, all right, Don Diva opened your eyes. Now Soul of Money Mitch really gonna gravitate.
You work with me though, because that's what gravitated me towards it, Don Diva.
Yeah.
Like I told you, because I like all different styles.
Yeah.
When you played me down, I'm like, yo, this shit's hard. Like, we played it back like 3 times in the car, just like running it back. But, like my favorite song off the album, my favorite song didn't make the album. I'm trying to figure out why. No Justice, No Peace.
Oh,
that's like my shit. Like that's like hard.
Like what's crazy is about No Justice, No Peace. I recorded at like 6 in the morning, and like I was just watching everything that was going on. Mind you, the album been done since damn near March or February. We were just thinking about how we're gonna lay it out, when we're gonna drop it, the right way, get a video done, a visual, and how we gonna market this whole thing. You know, album been done, so everything else I recorded, like everybody wanted like Neighborhood Hove on it. You know, so all No Justice, No Peace was basically, you know, wanted to throw something out there to let people know, like I've been talking about the issues, but guess what? I also put out music to it because I also say it a couple lines. I'm the new Ice Cube. Like no disrespect, you know what I'm saying? But I want to speak. I'm not saying I'm the new Ice Cube, but I'll speak on issues too, just like they did back in the day. Like I'm not gonna keep my mouth shut. I don't care who you are. If I know something, and that's something my mother installed in my head. Like if you don't feel like something is right, you speak up on it. My grandmother had that installed in my head, you know what I'm saying? If you don't feel like nothing is right, you speak up on it. Don't hold your tongue, don't bite your tongue. Because you got people around you that's going to love you but not judge you. So who give a fuck who they think they are? For real, that's how my grandmother talked to me. She said it just like that. She was like, you don't need no recommendation from none of them. You got your family, you know what I'm saying?
That confidence level. She gave you that confidence level.
You know,
and I think a lot of people don't have that because I think a lot of people growing up in our generation are actually motivated by what everybody else is doing. And that feedback they get. So, you know, and for you have a strong team around you that's gonna tell you like, yo, that's fire. And I'm pretty sure they'll tell you if it's not fire. Hey, that's cool and everything, but you want to check that again? We're gonna run that shit back. You know,
listen to it. You listen to this shit.
You confident about that, Kyle?
No worries.
You sure about this?
And I can say even on this platform, they check me. You know what I mean? And we all check each other. So you know, I definitely see that. You know, and like I said, we see it through that music. We hear it through the music. We see the visuals. The visuals are dope as hell too. You know what I mean? So that's like really dope. So when you do your all your visuals, all your videos. Do you have an in-house person that do your videos?
Well, we used to do everything in-house, you know, but for this album, we said, you know what, we're just going to direct the image, you know, the visuals. So shout out to my man Quinn Films, and, you know, if he doesn't shoot the videos, he's not shooting the documentary, he's definitely directing it. You know what I'm saying? Giving the cameraman our vision, because just like my man Poe said a couple days ago in the documentary, that you have to be Kaimo to understand Kaimo. And how he wants this image.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not saying like, yo, I'm bossy. I'm far from being bossy or whatever, tell people. But to know that you gotta know me when I'm asleep and I'm not around.
You say you far from what?
Being bossy.
Like bossy.
Oh, okay.
As in like, I don't tell, yo, you gotta do it like this. I don't do it. I'll never run it like that. You understand?
But you do want things done a certain way.
Exactly. So you want to know, like, when I'm not around, to know, like, how would I like it? So you'll answer for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know my boy wouldn't like it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that. It won't work.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wouldn't wear what you think he gonna wear. You know what I'm saying? He got his own different type of style. You know what I'm saying? I could talk to him by maybe a suit. All right, cool. I'll talk to him. Maybe he won't feel comfortable, but I know that. But that all,
that can go.
That can go. You know, so that's something we all installed with each other. Like, all right, we gotta know his vision because he knows what he's talking about. He been doing this longer than us. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody that started doing what they're doing, I've been rapping before there was a cameraman, design clothes. I just thought of it as like, yo, we gonna build something and you could use my name, and we generate and we grow from here, man. Because they look more powerful. We in these labels, and we could say, yo, I got my own clothing guy. What can you offer me? I got my own camera team. What can you offer me? I got my own recording studio. What can you offer me? I got my own web designer. What can you offer me? I got my own marketer. What can you offer me? Yeah. So it's more or less like, all right, we just got to give you some.
You go to that table with something to talk about. You go to that table, and I think that's something that people don't have. You know, right? It's leverage. It's leverage, and it's something that we speak on a lot. You know, to come to that table and say, well, I got all that you say that you want to give me. I don't need that. Yeah. I'm coming here for this. So what? And like I said, is one thing that you said is, what can you offer me? Yeah. Enough of what I can offer you. You see what I can bring you. Yeah. What can you offer me?
Are you religious any sort? Because I know you mentioned Malcolm. Yeah. You mentioned Martin, and you mentioned the Quran inside one of your songs too, frequently. You're not religious, right? No. So
I pray every night.
But you don't subscribe to a religion.
No. And my name is Malcolm. My real name is Malcolm.
I do the same thing. Like, I don't subscribe to a religion because I feel like religion separates people, and I know it's not a cliche to say. No. But I feel like it separates people. But I definitely do pray every night, pray every morning. You know what I'm saying? Definitely before I eat.
Yes.
But y'all don't see
7 times a day.
You seen the Farrakhan? Y'all seen the Farrakhan speech?
Nah, I missed that, man. I was gonna watch it, man. I forgot what. I think it was I took my family out to eat. My daughter and my wife out to eat.
Chris, you watched it? I know she didn't watch it.
No, I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it?
Nah, I missed it.
That was
at the time. I think
she don't fuck with Farrakhan.
It's not that. It's just. At the time when it came on, I was already busy. I was out with my family and my mom. No, my mom had something at the house and she invited me over, so I had to help her and stuff. I was like busy running around, so.
Because it came on around 12, I'm not mistaken. Right?
11,
yeah, I didn't have time.
Like 11, 12.
I ain't gonna lie, I was at work.
So
still watching it.
I was gonna say, like, you didn't watch it.
No.
Shit, thankfully I was in the crib actually watching. That's probably the first. Because growing up, I didn't know nothing about Farrakhan. I didn't know nothing about Nation of Islam. I didn't know nothing about any of those things. And it's funny because my grandfather was involved in a lot of that. In our living room, we had a picture, that was connected to that, and I never knew it growing up. Yeah, I had a picture of Elijah Muhammad within our living room that was bedazzled and everything. I mean, glittery, shining. I had to talk to my grandmother afterwards, but this was the first speech that I was able to catch and just really listen to it. And it was amazing because he not only spoke about Islam, but he spoke about the Bible in itself, and it was, I'm sitting and I'm like, for this guy to be Muslim, for him to even make it simpler, he even spoke about Christian things, so he really dived into it and really made people feel at home in a sense. So it was actually something that I took a lot from.
Wait, Rod, are you religious?
No, I don't subscribe to any religion.
No? Okay.
My family was Protestant. If you don't know what Protestant is in a sense Christian, but we don't believe in a church in a sense. So they believe that you can pray and worship God anywhere you feel, whether it's in your house, like living room, kitchen, anywhere, right? And they just broke it from the church back in the 1600s, but I don't subscribe to any religion. I'm not a really religious person. I do pray every day before I go to sleep and when I wake up in the morning. But that's just me. I'm not really religious.
Okay.
I just asked that because you definitely need, like, these times now, I think you definitely need something like to believe in, you know what I'm saying? During these times, like these dark times, stuff like that. And I think Rob wanted to touch on the song.
So you got a song on the album called Aladida. Yeah. Could you explain that song a little bit to us?
So you can just give me a perspective on it though, because
no, because when like I said, for me, it's always a mood, and that song in itself, made me play it back like 4 times, like. It seems like a really, I wouldn't say religious song, dark. But it seemed pretty dark, where you was tapping into something that you normally don't tap into. Yeah. And so what actually inspired that song specifically?
Well, it basically takes you when us as kids, we stress out a lot, we don't know what to do, but it takes us to a dark place. Right. Mm-hmm. So it more or less takes you like, dang man, I don't know what to do with myself. Right. Some dudes, get in situation, mind you, not just my story, it's for everybody. So some dudes, get in situation like, man, money tight, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm about to rob, you know what I'm saying? Right. Some females, because I speak for females too, sometimes certain lines that they get through dark situations, they just get so depressed and they don't know what to do with themselves, so what to drink sometimes, So speaking some people, but So that's what basically talks to you about la-di-da, you know. When I say I don't talk to a pope, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
right.
You know, sometimes when people up there crooked and stuff like that, I ain't talking to you, you know what I'm saying? But I do. Just who are you to tell me I gotta pray? I gotta come to you to pray to God,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So that's when I meant through that line, you know. And then when I played the song at nighttime, it just gave me a certain feel.
Right,
you know what
right.
I'm
It's
saying?
like that's what I'm sitting there and I'm playing the album. And I'm just like,
yeah, you know.
So it's like you talking in the mindset of that person who isn't really religious.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yo, you know what I mean? Because
you know what I'm
we
saying?
all got those family members.
Yeah.
You know, or we all been there at one point. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that, it gave me that different vibe. We played in the daytime, but then at nighttime, it was like that's when it was like.
Yeah.
Because I came up with that question last night. It's like, yo, wait. What
and
inspired this track?
And then when you hear the first line, it's like, born without manners.
Yeah.
Like you was like you. Soon I said that, I was like, yo, I came into this world not caring. I don't care. I'm in a dark place right now. I ain't listening to nobody. I'm gonna do me. And that's what, you know, you hear la-di-da. And I made up that word, a la-di-da. It's like a real word, I don't think so. You know
well, it is now.
It is now. And I just said, a la-di-da, la-di-da. I just made it. I was like, oh, this sound hot. You know what I'm saying? So then, you know, I just kept adding little things to it or whatever. But that's what that track does to me.
For me, the highlight of the album for me was Crown.
Yeah.
Crown was like, I heard the sample, everything about it was just dope. Your delivery was dope. 50 and then I would argue that I wasn't even a big 50 Cent fan coming up, you know, but how you took the sample and you ran with it, you know, 'cause that was a dope ass song. To take a song that's so dope and then revamp it, like, you gotta come with it. You can't take some shit that was already hard and then be soft on it, like, you know, you came with it. So that was a highlight. So what is a highlight on the album for you? Like what is the song that you like? Yo, man, this is.
Before you get into that, the production on it, that's all you.
What you mean? Like making the beats and everything? Nah. I basically, you know, when I tell people I'm not a beat maker, I'm a producer. Yeah. So what people gotta understand the difference is like, yo, I gotta understand to put this verse right here, this hook right here, get these features. Like the song on my album, Let 'Em Know, is like, I had that song since 2016, and then it was me by myself. Then I said, you know what? Couple months into 2016, I said, yo, I'm gonna get Rack Boy Cam on it, right? So then I still had it. I'm still like, it's missing something. And finally this year, I said, you know what? I'm gonna get my man Stay Winning. He just came home. He doing his music thing. I like how he give me that feel, you know, it's down south. Yo, I'm gonna get him on the hook. And I told him when I went to the studio, you know, I said, yo, Stay, I just need you to say the hook just like how I'm saying it. Just your voice is more unique than mine to say it this way. I'm gonna sound funny saying it like that. But that's really your voice.
Right.
So we play it we say it like that, and boom, we got it here. We had that record since 2016.
So that shit been marinating.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I meant by like producing the album. Like, yo, this certain, like sometimes for me, I write a verse, I'm like, nah, that verse is too dope. It has to go on the second verse rather than the first verse. Because the way I came in on the first verse should sound like this, you know what I'm saying? And how I ended the song. So that's what I mean by producing an album. Right. To me, and this is lessons I learned from other people. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like from DJ Khaled. He don't have to make the beat, but he'll structure, yo, I want you on this verse.
I want you here.
I want you here. I want you here. And
these vocals, I need this, I need that.
And that's what I did on this album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And basically, my man, you know, on the executive credits, you see Quentin Films and you see my daughter. Because I want to train, like, my daughter knowing she got money coming in before she's even 1 year old. You know, generational wealth. As long as this album's moving, my daughter's getting money, you know what I'm saying? And the help I got from Quentin, you know, that he told me, my last album, The American Dream Rise of Kaimo, that it was strictly by myself. We was like, yo, we should add features on it. So me seeing how success that album did with features on it, getting it late, I'm gonna go into this album already creating features on it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I meant by like me producing this album. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you gotta get it from music too.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
My man studied. Yeah, that man put some hours into studying, and you see
it. That's what Diddy do too.
Yeah,
right? You know what I'm saying? Like Diddy does the same thing. Like, I mean, you got a really good,
really talented.
And then me with the artist is more or less like, just cause let's say I got a record, right? Just cause I got a certain record don't mean
let's say 50 said I want 50 Cent on a record, right? I gotta put 50 on the right record. I just can't put him on, yo, 50, I got a record, yo.
And that's it, put him on anything, right?
You know what I'm saying? That's what some artists would do, and that's why the record won't move how it's supposed to.
Right.
But if you put the right artist on the right record, it can move. So like a lot of these artists that I have on my album, I tapped into their projects. And I said I had to act like them, like I gotta flow how they flow, and to know that this is his style beat, his voice matches this beat. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did, you know, with this album.
Yeah, because I listen to a lot of like big artists. They'll have songs and features on there. And it's people that don't even sound like they should even be rapping on that beat. Like, I feel like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's just very awkward.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, they just put anybody on that beat without even
just because you see their name. You see their name.
You see their name, automatically get that click anyway.
Oh, you like, oh snap, he's on this album. Bet. But then you hear the song, you just like,
I don't really.
The beat, you like, nah.
It's like when a nigga
They don't go,
Niggas put Travis on anything.
That's a fact.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But no, the only reason I asked that because like you did the flip, like the flips, the beats sound really good. The beats sound super expensive, like the production, the syncing, like everything sounds beautiful. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Even the syncs. I mean, not the syncs, the flips. The flips are done right. Yeah. And we heard some shitty flips. Like we heard people do some shitty flips before. So I think the people to get it right so far was you and Tiana Teller because the album is like full of flips, and the shit's filled with flips too, and it's like beautiful too. Yeah. Like it really flows. It's really good.
But they sync. That sync is like
it's very smooth.
It's like I said. It's like for me, you're in the car and you're driving me through everywhere you want me to be at. You know what I mean? And when you get to the end, you're like, that shit was dope.
Yeah, the album that shit was dope.
And it's mixed really good though. It sounds expensive, like it sounds super expensive.
Thank you.
It's mixed really good.
Thank you.
We can tell you definitely put your all into it, man. Yeah. You put effort into it, you know.
There's times I mixed the song Let Them Know, like for instance, like my boy Rackboy Cam recorded that in his studio. Stay Winning recorded that in his studio. I recorded my parts in my studio. So then I had it just sounded like everybody's part just sounded different when I was mixing it. I'm like, dang, it's missing something. Then I sent it to Stay. Stay was like, yo, it's dope. You know what I'm saying? Then I sent it to Rackboy because he was in the studio. He's like, nah, bro, you need to get that thing mixed and mastered a little bit better. So I said, you know what? And I'm not someone that holds pride. Like, you tell me something, and definitely the credits you got and everything you've done, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna listen to you. Right. I have no problem in that.
People don't understand the importance of mixing them.
Yeah.
You know, people don't really. I don't think people understand what it is. Like, it's a difference between like the early Chief Keef music. And like, you know, later on because it's like it's listening behind it. It's like a good listen. Everything sounds polished.
Yeah. And crazy thing is, we listen to this. I listen to my album on my headphones and on my phone. I listen to it on my computer with the headphones off. We listen to it to my man's car, and then I played it in different people's car. So I know, like, I know how they sound. Right. I know how they sound. Or I gotta go back and mix different ways. Do a little mix thing. I should have said that word a little bit like this. You know what I'm saying? So I listened to this album since. The album been done since February. So imagine from the time I'm creating it till February till now. You know what I'm saying? It's July. I was still creating give me a month before it's about to drop.
Like I say, I mean that's what a chef does. Yeah. I mean, a chef go in the kitchen, he makes the dish, but then he afterwards perfect the dish. Yeah. With the garnish. Yeah. Those things and heighten what the dish actually is. Yeah. So that's exactly what you did. You took something, you made this thing, and then you just took care of it. Yeah. You kept braising it. You kept, making it better. So that's dope. You kept braising it. You feel me? So you just make it. Anything with food. Now your man a low key a chef over here. So it's just those little things there, dude. And I think that's super dope. So I want to get back to that. What's your favorite track off the album?
Let them know.
Nah.
You kept mentioning that.
Nah. I just wanted to show like the producing part of it. Like that's one of everybody talks about them records. People been talking about Let Them Know. People been talking about Craig and Smokey and stuff like that. But to me, honestly, I love Billy R's 96. Shout out to Two Bless. That's another thing. I love giving opportunities to the youngins. Two Bless just graduated from high school. He's producing. He just started producing. So and he's somebody from my city, And I told him, keep working, keep sending things. And I knew going into this album what I wanted for this album to be. I wanted it to be great because I honestly was saying this is my last one.
Your last what?
Really?
Yeah.
Your last album?
Yeah, and I went into this album. It's crazy. Everybody I explained the story to.
Yeah, you got to explain that.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was going through a whole depression. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Before creating this album and while creating it, pretty much. And I was like, yo, I don't think I could make something better than this. And when I was creating, it was just like
I'm giving you my life. And that's when I came with the cover. I wanted the cover to speak. You know what I'm saying? That like if this was my last album and I'm gone, every song could still get played from now on. And that's how I went into this album. You know what I'm saying? From the intro, that's why the intro means so much to me. Not saying the intro is probably my favorite, but the intro means so much to me because while you're listening to the intro, you can honestly look at that cover and feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that real to me. You know, and like if you looked on my Instagram, the trailer I put with kids running up to me, like there's stories that these kids tell me. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to give is opportunity to them, so they continue to grow. You know, because it really breaks my heart these stories I hear about these kids. You know what I'm saying? And for me to give opportunity to dudes like Too Blessed coming out of high school, once he saw his name on the cover art, the track list, he was like, "Yo, bro, I'm going right back in the lab, yo, thank you, bro, that's an opportunity." And then he sees people reposting his song, it makes me happy, like a joy, like no price of money. You can give me $1 million, it's not gonna give me the prices. Seeing his joy.
I'm gonna be honest, I can see that because through this whole interview, you have mentioned every person that has been a part of this process.
Exactly.
Thank you,
dude. That's dope. Let's be honest. We see interviews. People say, "Yeah, I give it to my mans. I give it to my man." You not only said your mans, but you said who they were. You know who these people are. You know these are the guys who helped me get this project. You know, and that's dope and that's genuine of you. And that's from me observing and not even, you know, asking you. You know, observing that you are genuine, dude. Like, I guess once again, man, that's dope as fuck.
I don't want to jump too heavy. You're gonna still release music though, right?
That's what I was about to ask. Like,
yeah, it was like he's trying to get out. He's trying to get out the game or something.
No, this is probably like you said that this might be your last project, but are you still gonna?
Everybody tells me.
I think you should. You have a great passion for it. You've been doing this since kindergarten. Keep going.
Get his team up here. But we gotta have a conversation. Get his team up here.
Question. So how you feel right now?
I feel great, you know. Everybody's calling it a classic.
Mental space.
It's
like
really
everybody's calling it that, you know. But I feel like.
How about your mental space? How you feel now?
I feel good. You know what I'm saying? It's
so
the joy, you know.
You was depressed going into this, and this you actually feel good about yourself now. I feel like that was therapeutic. You making it, so I feel like you should keep.
But what really helped me was the birth of my daughter. She was born. My album was done in February.
Man. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations, man.
This album,
man. Congratulations.
This album. I was basically, it was an EP at first. It was just called Notorious. You know what I'm saying? And then we kept playing it. We only had 5 songs. It wasn't 18. It was 5 songs. And I just wasn't confident about the EP. And I was like, the birth of my daughter happened, you know? And I was just so hooked up on my daughter, you know, it was complications on the whole pregnancy, and I was scared. You know, I didn't want to lose something. My daughter, I didn't want to lose my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, thank God she was born healthy and everything. Now she was born without doctors in the room. My girl pushed her out, just shoot. I was like, oh!
He's all up. Call him back. He said,
my mother and my father was. My father heard her scream. My father like, oh! My father headed out the room. My mother left. My father was like, nurse. And then by the time the nurse was running to my daughter was out.
That's crazy. It's the same situation that happened with us. We had complications too, and she was having the baby. No doctors was in there.
Wow.
So actually a nurse delivered the baby. When the baby was already coming out, Eden was already coming out, and the nurse came in, and the nurse helped deliver. No doctor, no anything.
That's crazy.
No nurse, nobody was in the room.
That's ridiculous.
It's just my daughter just came out, you know, and she's perfectly healthy and everything. More or less, the birth of my daughter really changed my aspect on how I was gonna take on this album. Like the songs, a lot of the songs, 5 songs that were done. You know what I'm saying? And I had a lot of these songs extra that I was like, you know what? Let me just add little features onto them, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just a whole bunch. Like the song "Player" was gonna go on American Dream, Rise of Kaimo, but it didn't fit to me. You know what I'm saying? The song "Crown" had no hook, and I was like, I feel funny just dropping this. You know what I'm saying? On the American Dream, Rise of Kaimo, so it wasn't ready yet. You know? So from February, I was still creating. I probably got totally done with this album like April. And then it just gave me a month to really get everything I wanted to get out there. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he changed my aspect on how I was going to deliver this album to the people and how I was going to speak. Like, I got to make sure this is impactful, man. I got a baby girl into this world, you know what I'm saying? And I was, you know, that brings joy to my life. seeing her and being around her.
What's your daughter's name?
Zamaya. And then she got my grandmother's middle name, May Francis. You know, if you hear me in my music a lot, I talk about my grandmother. I lost my grandmother's really when she passed away. You know, I was the last one to drop the rolls, and I said, I'm gonna dedicate this career. I'm gonna make it for you.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Deep.
So giving my daughter and everybody knew around me that me passionate about music, you know how passionate I was about my grandmother. So for me to name my daughter after my grandmother, it was like a sign, you know. And the first thing, because my grandmother used to sing, everybody used to love her singing. So when we found out at General Real what I was having, my aunt called me. She was like, she's gonna be a singer. Mark my words. You know, so it just took me into a space like, all right, if I create something, I want my daughter to look back at it and say, wow, my father was this and that. Even if I was, God forbid, anything was to happen to me, you know what I'm saying? I just want this album to be a landmark to say, yo, this kid right here. If you could just talk about me, you could talk about this album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely the work is becoming a masterpiece for sure.
So I want to know, like, are you still gonna put music out?
Back to the question.
As of right now, like I'm not into like recording right now. Like if I do record, it's like if somebody send a feature, you know what I'm saying, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? But like personally for me, like I'm not in the recording space.
Because you're getting accustomed to being a dad now.
No, it's not even being the dad part. It's more or less like, you know, what I speak about in the music, it's really passion. You know what I'm saying? So it's more or less like whatever I'm speaking about, it has to be affecting me right now. You know what I'm saying? I just can't say, yo, I'm going to the studio, I'm gonna smoke. I don't smoke or drink. So these thoughts that I'm telling you are just thoughts that's really going on in my head.
So you're one of those people, in a sense, you know, you have those rappers who come out every 5 years because you have to experience life. You know, similar to like a comedian. They have to live life in order to be able to give you their real life. Like Kevin Hart, he'll drop. And I know D don't like Kevin Hart, but he have to live life in order for him to give you product. You know, so I think right now you say you're not in that space because right now you're living life now. And within, let's say, a year or 2 years, we may get that next project because now you're back in that space where I done lived enough to say, okay, well, this is where I've been for the last 5 years. This is what I went through in the last 5 years. So you may just be that artist. You know, and the way you talk, dude, like. You could be in that pocket, dude. You can live in that pocket.
I did No Justice. No, I did it this year, of course. After the George Floyd situation, and like probably like a week or two after, I did it because it didn't trigger my mind what to say, because what I want to say is really crazy, and I don't want to come off as ignorant. So I want to come off like I'm smart. I have a mind of my own. You know, I can speak on things too. I can sit in a room with people. I don't just have to come off and say F you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it took me time to really calm down and to speak on issues like that, you know. But like you said, that's the best thing with me. Like with music, like I need to go through a couple things and live. You know what I'm saying? And with this album,
experience a little bit.
You know, and with this album, it's more or less like with this.
It's okay.
With this album, it's more or less like the things I'm speaking about is like. What else can you really say right now? You know what I'm saying? And really force anything to sound better than what it is.
You let it out.
You know what I'm saying?
It's going, it's out there. It's a vibe in a sense. That's my emotions at that time. So you will have time periods. It's like time capsules for you. It's like a diary. You know what I mean? It's like you go through enough, your diary build up. Now it's time to give the diary, you know, away. So I think, like I said, that's.
Give diaries away.
But meaning, or you put that diary away. But I mean, in a music form, you know, I would say.
No, I definitely think I mean, to me, I definitely think you're gonna release music. I feel like even J. Cole, like he felt like that. J. Cole wanted to quit. I mean, Wale, he been telling us for like the past 5 years he wanted to quit. But you know, something just triggered you and inspired you. You know what I'm saying? Even like with the you know the poetry at the beginning, like something just. You gotta live life. You gotta be inspired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just feel like when you have a passion for something and you're really good at it, sometimes it's okay to take a break. It's okay to be like, you know what? Let me live a little, let me experience a little bit, like Ross said, you know, and then later, you know, if something comes to me, then it comes, you know. But I think right now, like with the birth of your daughter, you know, right now, you know, it kind of puts you in the mindset, like, you know what, let me chill. I put out this good album, like an amazing album. It's really good, and you know, let that let that marinate a little bit, and then later, you know, once you ready, trust me, you going. Oh man.
Definitely,
we looking for more, man. We looking for more.
Definitely for this album though, you will get more visuals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As in when I'm talking about like me as in recording music, that part, I'll probably just be a little, you know, chill. But as in the visuals and everything, doing interviews and everything, you're gonna continue. You're gonna continue to see that. You know, that's not gonna stop. But as in like when I first started doing music, like I would drop I got a total before projects on streaming sites, 20 mixtapes. You could look me up on that piff, and like I got like me and my boy Quentin and Poe, we would get bundles of CDs and burn them and duplicate them like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I would put out damn near 3-4 mixtapes a year. You know what I'm saying? So then when I started actually wanting to understand the brand and, you know, to expand the vision to show people that, yo, there's other ways we're gonna do it, but I'm gonna take that step. So we was like, you know what, if I had to take it on these streaming platforms, nobody really gonna take it serious. If I just keep dropping two mixtapes or even treating the albums like that, if I actually treated the album like real albums, you know what I'm saying, our brand will look it's gonna look different. You know what I'm saying? So these last 2 years, me definitely doing the American Dream Rise of Kaimo, and me doing the Notorious way, I wanted it to feel that way, and you know, it's getting that impact. Like, oh, so it's an album. Feels like an album. You know, and me having to really listen to albums to know the difference between an album and a mixtape. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? How do you construct the album is different from how you construct the mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Definitely with the marketing schemes, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For the album, for the American Dream Rise of Kaimo, we went to Atlanta to record a piece of his album. And I took my man Quentin. He never left, my boy never left the hood. So for me to take him to Atlanta with me, he was more or less like, yo, bro, what's next? And that's what I wanted to do, inspire my team. You know what I'm saying? Because why I'm getting these interviews done, yeah, it's dope, you know what I'm saying? But I want you to experience what I experienced, why I have so much joy for it. Because I want you to experience that. So guess what? We're going to go to Atlanta, bro. We're going to have fun. Yeah, but we're also getting work done. I had a studio session booked at Soul Asylum. Love and Hip Hop records there. Jeezy record there. T.I. You see all the pictures and everything in that album at that studio. So it more or less like, yo, inspired my boy. Like, yo, what's the next thing we're gonna do? And I do that.
Asylum?
Yeah.
Wasn't Maxby had anything with Asylum?
It's Soul Asylum in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I was I wanted to inspire my team in any way, shape, or form. I'm gonna inspire them. When I had an interview for This Is 50, I brought Flea, Poe, my cousin Dez was there, and my man Quentin, and we saw 50 Cent. We saw Jack Thriller. Flea gave shirts to these people in the office when I had an interview, and it inspired her more. Like, yo, I'm gonna do more shirts. I'm gonna give different styles, and yo, everywhere we go, you know, you don't know who's wearing it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I want to inspire my team in ways, and like I said, my city. Period. Yeah. I'll take the bullets for everybody. Everybody just gotta do what they do, and I'm gonna take us there eventually. Because that's what I'm so strict on my craft. I can't rap like everybody else. I can't do what everybody else is doing because I want to take it to that level where it's like, alright, you up there with the Nas, you want to be up there with Jay-Z, and that's how I could. The Kendrick Lamar's, the Kendrick Lamar's, the J. Cole's. Like, I want to be in that stature. The Drake's. Like, I just want to be in that stature where I'm respected in hip hop, regardless of any criticism anybody could say. But you can actually say, yo, this kid, he could create music. He just can't rap. He could create music. There's more to him. You know what I'm saying?
So my last question is, give me a top 5 artists dead or alive, man. Give me a top 5, Chief. Yeah, it's gonna be real difficult for this man. That's a top 5.
Kaimo.
Spit hot fire. I need the top 5.
Biggie, Tupac.
That's in the right order?
No order.
Oh, I'm about to say. So wait.
50.
He always want to put something in the order.
50 Nas. And I got 6. I could throw.
Alright, you could throw in. Yeah. Okay. A wild card.
Jay-Z and DMX. Them bits and pieces is what make me walk.
You put 50 over Jay?
No.
Okay.
It's not not in order.
I forgot about that. See, I'm tripping already.
Yeah, it's in order. 50, I'll just you
But you
can't.
put 50 over Nas.
No. He said no order.
It's not in
No order.
order.
No, you mentioned Nas?
Yeah, he mentioned Nas. He had to mention Nas.
He mentioned Nas like the third one.
Yeah.
Nah,
He said-
I respect
he said
it. Most people
Biggie,
start wilding with
Tupac,
their top
Nas.
five. Nah, he got a dope top five.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he got a dope top five.
And like
No
you look
Ye,
at the
no Ye, no Wayne?
no. If you're talking about me growing, if I'm talking about artists that grow up, I love the Wayne Drought series. Is a monster. Nobody can mess with Wayne Drought series. This before he got locked. I think the Drought Wayne was one of the illest rappers.
Yes, 100%.
Like
Yeah.
me seeing,
100%.
I was too young to witness.
He
I
should
was
put
too-
that on an album. He should have made those albums.
Yeah,
man, like,
I was too young to witness the DMX, but I just loved DMX. I just thought the X was just ill, but I was too young to actually like witness it, be there. But like for Lil Wayne, I've been going to Summer Jam. You know what's crazy? I went to my mom took me to Summer Jam in 2004, right? Think about it. Kanye was just coming out. Chris Brown was just coming out. Sierra was coming out. Neo was
hard to
coming
top
out.
that.
So when I see these artists, that what makes me want to be them. Cause I seen that perform live. I seen when Game started the GU Not campaign when he knocked out the rat on stage. I seen that.
Yo,
So I
shit
seen
was
that at
wild.
Summer Jam live as a kid. Before Hot 97, everybody once they got that hold of that, Hot 97 ran to the radio with it. I seen it live. So when I seen that, I'm just like, yo, this is hip. This is what I love. So when I see everything else, I'm like, I ain't the same how I was.
You're
I
right,
seen
right.
Kanye brought Jay-Z out. When they did the Diamonds Are Forever remix, Hov came out of nowhere. And he said his verse, I got it from here, yeah, then. And he just stood there and everybody in the crowd went crazy.
Wow.
I seen that live in 04. I'm in 4th grade. I'm seeing, I'm like, yo, this is, and I'm seeing it up close. Like, this is Jay-Z.
I never been to Summer.
You know what I'm saying?
I never been to none of those guys.
Yeah, but for me to see that
Right.
at that time with those type of artists, it's like, yo, I want to be at that stature. That means you hear Neo, you think of his name. 10 years from now, Neo's still hot.
Yeah.
All these people are hot, regardless if they're dropping music or writing other
Right.
music. I wanted it to be something like that. So when I hear like Lil Wayne's and stuff like that, when I saw Lil Wayne during the drought days, and then I seen him at Summer Jam when he was the last one to come out when DJ Khaled, Akon brought out Khaled performed We Taking Over. And I seen Wayne, and Wayne came out last as White T Wayne. Wayne came out last and he was going crazy. I'm just like this, this dude Lil Wayne the hottest thing I ever saw, you know what I'm saying? But Wayne definitely, like Wayne is a different man, and that Carter album, man, Mr. Carter, probably one of my favorite records. From
So out of all the Carters,
yeah.
which Carter you think was the best?
Which one? Carter 3. That had Mr. Carter, right? That had Mr. Carter.
Yeah.
That, I like that right there was the
33 was
illest.
fire.
It was the illest.
Rest of them trash. But
Nah, we can say after that it became
Yeah,
a
I
little
don't really
sketchy.
like this last one he put out. I don't know.
I think Carter 3 was probably that
I
was
don't
a
like
classic.
the last one he put out. I'm gonna be honest. Cardi 3 was the best. Cardi 3 was the best.
I know we got to touch on something before we get up on it, right?
What we touching on? Will
Will
and
Smith
Jada.
album. Y'all listen to Will Smith album?
What, Big Willie?
But at the time,
Big Willie?
that I wanted to listen to it, I had a bit of an entanglement.
Was it?
So, I didn't get a chance to, you know. I was entangled.
Nah, hold up.
Just the two of us.
We tried. Just
Yeah, but, I think
Y'all want to talk about Will and Jada?
No.
Y'all want to talk about Will and Jada?
it was entanglement, so we
listen,
understand. We get
I just
it.
need to
Yeah,
leave
yeah,
Jada
I'm
alone.
talking
Leave her alone. Leave her alone.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's a personal situation.
Please,
You said what?
please, leave her
I say
alone.
it was a personal situation. They shouldn't have spoke about it on TV. I'm messing with y'all.
They have to address it because August.
No, I think
He
August
brought
I've
it
seen
up.
it as a whack dude. I'll do it for you, but don't worry about it. I think August I've seen it as a whack dude, man, for even using it as a rollout, man. It's other people involved, more than just your music, you get what I'm saying? More than just album sales. It was so funny, right? He's independent now. Like, I was checking his album, like, he's independent, so...
Who was he signed with first?
He was Def Jam.
Okay.
He was Def Jam, so I went back. I think his first album was Allen Def Jam. Second album, I think, was Def Jam. But the last two he put out was independent. I think it's through Empire. So you got to do shit like this because his life is solely, you know, off of album sales. So he have to do this. He ain't got shit else going on. So, you know. But I think that was funny. To be honest with you, I'll say it for you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, because like he started posting stuff like, you know, like I know he posts one thing. He showed a picture of him now versus a picture of him last year. I just feel like he cloud chasing. Like he really is. Like last year he was really sick, really like face was swollen, everything, going through a lot. And I'm not trying to discredit him or anything from that, but you know, but I do feel like it is like a little bit of a reach to try to get like people attention. Maybe he's about to drop some new music or something and he just trying to get everybody attention, but bro, like you talented, like, you know, you ain't even gotta do all that. Like
talented?
He is talented.
You heard the last album?
I liked his music.
Shit was trash.
I do. Listen, but I just feel like the only thing with him is like a lot of his music is kind of repetitive. He talk a lot about like the struggles in his life, and it's like almost depressing. Like a lot of his songs.
I mean, that's just like I said. That's just where his talent is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. But he has a couple of songs. Like
that's
the only song that I love from him. Like I'm not gonna say the only one. I'm sorry. One of the biggest songs that I love from him is "Kissing." No, "Kissing."
Whoa, that was Jay Holiday.
Like I just feel like even when
I love it.
I'm gonna keep on touching till I love this shit.
Oh, that one, okay.
Yeah, I love
I said, wait, you talking about Jay Holiday, brother? That one?
No.
I love it. I love it. You love it. I say, that was like,
No, "Kissing on My Tattoos." I like that song, and I think like when it was performed at the I think it was the BET Awards. They performed it and they had a girl like doing like ballet or something to it or something like that. I thought it was so dope. I thought it was just really hot the way they rolled that out. But,
who got more classic albums, Will or him or August?
I would say Will's definitely more classic. His music is classic. August, nah. I don't think.
I can't. I mean, I'm biased.
I don't know. I don't
biased.
really know because you know what? Let me not say that. I don't know how Will Smith's music is per se because I haven't really sat down and listened to all of his music or all of his hits. I heard a couple, you know. Obviously, the most popular one from Fresh Prince, and it was another one I listened to the other day. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Never heard Get Jiggy With It?
That song. That's the one that I listened to. Get Jiggy With It.
Like, what was the first mainstream rapper, right? Like,
he was the first rapper to get a Grammy, too.
He was
I heard Nas wrote that record.
Oh, you did?
Word?
That's what I heard, yeah.
That's fire. He did that. That's fire.
He can rap. I could definitely say that. But I would think that he's more classic than August Alsina.
August put out. You get classics to anything.
August put out what? 2 albums?
No, you got a lot.
2, 3 albums?
You got 4.
Like I said, I'm biased because I have never listened to an August album. I never gave his project a chance.
I think it was like,
in the sense that I have listened to.
You released a project last year people don't know about.
I have only listened to like Will Smith.
Will and Jada. Like, you know what I'm saying? The same way with this album. People wouldn't hear about it if you didn't mention Will and Jada.
Like I said,
yeah, but even if he mentioned Will and Jada, they helped him through a lot of his like depression and the sickness that he was going through. He could have just mentioned that. You didn't have to mention that you slept with the man's wife. Like, come on.
Did you what?
That he slept with Jada.
He never said that.
Yeah, you never said that.
He did. He never said.
He said Will gave him permission to have a relationship.
Right, but that would mean that's
we need to stop
speculating.
But what do you think a relationship is?
Let me touch on that real quick. Just real subtle, real quick. Ain't no man giving another man position.
I'm sure he didn't give him permission.
Give him permission to beat his wife. That's yours. Out of your mind. That's
I'm pretty sure he didn't give him permission.
What he said, I'm like, yo, I'm touch that shit. I don't want to watch this no more. So he gave him position. Come on, bro, stop it. To beat my wife?
That shit right there is next level.
Don't say beat my wife. That don't sound right because now you're giving a different image. Don't say beat my wife. Like, come on.
We don't condone that in
like,
here.
To smash my wife. Like, I'm giving another guy permission to smash my wife. Like, come on, man. So, anyway, man.
We're not gonna talk about that.
You want to leave people with just what else?
Yeah, man. Give my boy the other mic and tell people what's really going on. Man.
Notorious Way is out now, streaming on all platforms. You can follow me, Notorious Kaimo, on Instagram and Twitter. You know, you can see the rollout. We got the Don Diva music video out now, and we're gonna continue to work on more visuals and everything. Shout out to them for having me. I deeply appreciate you guys. You know, and you know, time come. You know, we're gonna see each other a lot more. We should get it going. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact, man. I think, like I said, thank you again for joining.
It was really good having you here.
You put the socials?
Yeah, Notorious Kaimo on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay.
That's what being. Especially title. Especially title, man. That's what I subscribe to. So I check everything out on title, man. But thanks again for coming, man. I appreciate it, man. This has been in the works for a long time.
Nah, second.
Second. What you mean? Who's
Yeah,
the first?
last one we did.
Last one we give
Give
us.
us t-shirts.
You give us what?
Give us t-shirts.
Hey, listen, man. I was to help him out, man. Listen, man. Listen, man.
Gotta get clipped.
That's what I'm saying. I appreciate that.
Thanks for tuning in to the podcast.
No, you gotta stop.
Whoa!
Yeah, listen, man.
That's something you'll say behind closed doors.
No, for real. All right, well,
That shit out
guys,
here, you feel?
I want to say thank you, Kaimo, for coming on. I definitely appreciate it. It's been a long
Thanks
time.
for the
We've been
gifts.
thank you for the gifts. We appreciate it so much. We look forward to seeing all you. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning into the Hut School Podcast. Once again, like, subscribe, comment, let us know. We want to hear all your feedback, good or bad. You know, we don't mind arguing with you. So,
Hey D, can I get a thank you?
Thank you.